and welcome. This is Star Speaker Woman, and I want to thank you for joining me here today. If you're watching this, it's my very first YouTube video, and I'm going to ask you to bear with me as I attempt to use this platform and give voice to the energies of the cosmos. I believe they work through all of us and they connect us to the powers of creation. So my aim here is to interpret the stars in ways that are really easy to understand. I use astrology as an intuitive tool to be in dialogue with these higher powers. Now, because astrology is a subject that is as vast as the cosmos, I want you to know that my work or my filter is not so much personality based as it's inspired by our spiritual connection. So I'm going to discuss with you today the very powerful energies aligning here with the new moon cycle in Leo. And I'm going to use these cards to visually express the astrological symbols here. First, I'm going to give you the big picture of the sacred or the spiritual theme, and then I'll break it down into the space of astrology. So let's begin with the theme of this new moon, which relates to that of the Holy Spirit. What do I mean by that? So, when God expresses to Moses his identity, it was declared with a promise of becoming. He declared, "I am that I am. I am the ever-living, he who is eternal," and implied that his creation is carried forward through the activity of the Holy Spirit. So if we break that declaration down, we see God the Father, the Creator, divine consciousness, gave us the Son as an idea of self-expression. And the vehicle for the Holy Spirit is our breath, or our movement of that expression out into the world. So when we look at the symbol for Earth here, we can see that it is the sign of the cross. And when we make the sign of the cross and acknowledge the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we are invoking the spirit of I am. We are invoking communion with I am, the spirit that works through all of our lives here on earth. The sun is the light of our world. It's the center of our creation. It's the heart of life as we know it. There is no life without the sun. So it's the outer expression, the universal expression of the heart of life. Now, the moon doesn't emit her own light. She only reflects the light of the sun back to us here on earth. She's a channel. And so when the sun and the moon are together in the same point in the sky, she seems to disappear in the sky because we don't see her light. Here she's recharged by the sun. She's given new life as she's open to receiving the gifts from the sun, and these two forces come together in Holy Communion. So if we look at the zodiac, which represents the wheel of life, we can begin to see the promise of becoming through the language of astrology. The new moon occurs when the sun and the moon are together in the same point of the sky at the same degree of the zodiac. So once a month, the moon meets up with the sun in a different point of the sky. This month, she's together with the sun under the constellation of Leo. Now, when the sun and the moon are together, it's the strongest and most important aspect in astrology. It means that the powers of creation are together, focused on the possibilities of new life. So right now we have both the sun and the moon together to begin a new cycle of life under the sign of Leo. What does that mean? The sign of Leo governs the 5th house in the wheel of life that represents our soul's expression. It's how we move our Holy Spirit out into the world. So every sign of the zodiac has a ruling planet, and the sign of Leo's ruling planet is the sun. It's the heart. That's why we refer to the heart of a lion as or a Leo as having the courage to express itself fully. So in astrology, the sun is our personality. And again, our personality is the vehicle for our soul's expression out in the world. The moon in astrology reflects our inner world. She's the center of our physical being here. She's the place, our heart center in our body. This is where our soul instincts hold the sacred space for this experience here on Earth. So Leo's center is the sun, which represents our personality and how we shine our spirit out into the world. Leo energy awakens our hearts, and it reminds us that we get to experience how our personality is used as a divine expression. If you look at this card here, you can see that Leo's the season or the time of year where we see the full expression of life in motion. It's the dog days of summer right now, where all of life is out there showing off its gifts from the sun. Total glory. So we've got the sun and the moon together in Leo, inviting us to also connect with these powers. The moon here is asking our inner selves, where are we? She wants to ask us some really inspired questions. She wants to know, where are we feeling most alive? Where are we feeling most vital? How are we keeping the sacred fire within us lit? Where do we need to have the strength and courage to live in a creative expression of our true selves? What would bring us the most fulfillment and happiness into our lives? So the moon here is reminding us that we came into this life with a sacred contract signed by our soul, and now's the time to find the courage to express it. Remember, we are learning right here that it's our expression of our lives out into the world that is the Holy Spirit in motion. So I'm hoping that you can see that to be in communion with Spirit and how it moves through us is to notice universal patterns and cycles at work with them in our lives. The easiest way to do this is to pay attention to the cycles of the moon. You can really begin to flow with the cosmic energies because every month the moon meets up with the sun to start a new cycle in a different area of growth within our chart here. Right now we're starting an area of growth within Leo, again, self-expression, our Holy Spirit in motion. And it's going to take that moon 6 months to go all the way around the zodiac to come back and complete that cycle when she's full under the sign of Leo again. So 6 months from now, I believe it's January 28th, 2021, the moon will be full in Leo. So if you make notes now and mark in your calendar January 28th, you'll be able to reflect under the light of that full moon and see how the cosmos has reflected its energies through you. I like to journal what each new moon cycle is calling in every month, and I take note of how I want to grow with it, what's going on in my life, and then when I look back, I can see what's transpired under the stars. It's really, really powerful and thrilling to feel connected to the higher powers this way. You might ask, why 6 months? You know, what happens next month when we start a new moon here? Well, these are dynamic. It takes us 6 months to go all the way around the zodiac and integrate this cycle this year into our lives. So next month, we'll start a new moon, another new cycle, but we'll continue building upon this one. And it's, like I said, it's really powerful when you go back 6 months from now and look and see what transpired during that time. Those lessons piggyback, and it's pretty amazing. So enjoy tuning into this new moon cycle. I want to thank you for spending time with me here, for constellating with me. And I hope that you found any of this inspiring. You'll hopefully please subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment, and join me on Instagram at Star Speaker Woman. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much.